Burnout is a condition of extreme and extended stress-related emotional, bodily, and mental depletion. It happens when you experience emotional exhaustion, overwhelm, and an inability to handle ongoing expectations. You start to lose the enthusiasm and drive that initially motivated you to accept a particular role as the stress mounts. Here are some signs you may be in danger of burning out. Every day feels unpleasant. The thought of caring about your job or personal life seems completely pointless. You constantly feel worn out. You spend the most of your day doing things that are either mind-numbingly boring or overwhelming. You believe that nothing you do is worthwhile or valued. There are several physical manifestations of exhaustion. Feeling worn out and drained majority of the time. Having weakened immunity, and experiencing more sickness. Persistent headaches or aching muscles. Experiencing a shift in eating or sleeping patterns. Burnout also shows up through emotional warning signals and symptoms, such as feeling self-doubt and a sense of failure. A lack of motivation, with a sense of isolation in the world. Decreased sense of accomplishment and happiness. When we feel burnout, there can be behavioral signs and symptoms. Withdrawing from obligations and putting off doing things. You may exclude others from your life. Using coping mechanisms like food, drugs, or alcohol. Taking out your anger on other people. Causes of burnout at work. Unclear or unreasonable requirements for the work. Performing boring or unchallenging job. Unclear or unreasonable requirements for the work. Performing boring or unchallenging job. Lack of praise or reward for efforts that are good. Working in a stressful or chaotic setting. Burnout's lifestyle-related causes. Overworked with little time for socializing or relaxing. Absence of strong, dependable partnerships. Having too many obligations and not getting adequate support from others. Lacking sufficient sleep. Certain personality types are more prone to burnout. Personalities with a lack of tolerance for imperfection, nothing is ever good enough. A negative outlook on the world and/or yourself. A need to be in charge and a resistance to give authority to others. A high achiever with a type, a personality. Overcoming burnout. Let's change course by learning how to support yourself in overcoming burnout and regaining a sense of well-being and optimism. Burnout management calls for the 3R strategy. 1. Recognize. Watch out for burnout's warning signals. 2. Reverse. By getting help and controlling your stress, you can undo the harm. 3. Resilience. By looking after your physical and emotional health, you can increase your ability to cope with stress. You may manage symptoms and regain your energy, focus, and sense of well-being by using the following advice for preventing or managing burnout. Tip number 1: turn to others. Reach out to your partner, family, and friends, as well as anyone else who is dear to you. You won't become a burden to others if you open yourself. It will only solidify your friendship because most friends and family members will be touched that you trust them enough to confide in them. Make the time you spend with loved ones positive and joyful by trying not to focus about the things that are exhausting you. Get along with your coworkers better. Making friends with coworkers can protect you from experiencing job burnout. For instance, when you take a break, consider interacting with your coworkers rather than staring at your smartphone. Or arrange social outings after work. Attempt to keep negative people at a minimum. Spending time with folks who just complain and are negative will make you feel down. Try to spend as little time as possible with someone who is negative if you have to work with them. Join an organization or cause that has personal meaning for you. You can find a place to chat to like-minded individuals about how to cope with daily stress, and to meet new friends, by joining a religious, social, or support organization. If there is a professional group for your industry, you can go to meetings and meet people who are dealing with the same responsibilities at work. Make new pals. It's never too late if you don't feel like you have somebody to turn to. Giving to others brings great pleasure, can help you feel much less stressed, and can help you make more friends. Helping others doesn't have to require a lot of time or effort, even though it's crucial not to take on too much when you're dealing with overwhelming stress. Even the smallest gestures, such as a nice word or a smile, can lift your spirits and reduce stress for both you and the other person. Tip number 2: reframe the way you look at work. Whether you have a job that keeps you on your toes or one that is tedious and unfulfilling, the most effective strategy to avoid job burnout is to quit and find something you enjoy doing instead. Of course, for many of us, changing jobs or careers is not a realistic option. Instead, we are thankful to have a profession that allows us to support our families. But no matter what the circumstance, there are still things you may do to raise your mood. Try to find some meaning in what you do. Even in routine professions, it's possible to think about how your work benefits others or provide a much-needed good or service. Even if you dislike some aspects of your job, concentrate on them. Obtain equilibrium in your life. If your job is making you unhappy, look for fulfillment and significance in other areas of your life, such as your friends, family, hobbies, or volunteer work. Pay attention to the aspects of your life that make you happy. Make acquaintances at work. Strong relationships at work can lessen boredom and fend off the effects of burnout. A difficult or unfulfilling job can be stressful, and having pals to laugh about with during the day can help. It can also help you perform better at work or just get through a bad day. Take a break. Try to take a complete break from work if burnout appears unavoidable. Take a trip, use your sick days, request a leave of absence, or do everything else to get away from the situation. Tip number 3: reconsider your priorities. Unmistakable signs that something important in your life is not working include burnout. Spend some time reflecting on your aspirations and dreams. Are you skipping out on something that matters to you truly? This may be an opportunity to slow down, give yourself some space to ponder, and rediscover what truly makes you happy. Establish limits. Don't push yourself too far. Understand how to decline requests that take up your time. If this is challenging for you, keep in mind that saying no frees you up to say yes to the commitments you want to make. Get away from electronics every day. Decide on a time each day when you will entirely unplug. Turn off your phone, put your laptop away, and stop checking social media. Develop your artistic side. Burnout can be successfully treated with creativity. Take up a fun project, try something new, or pick up your old interests again. Select hobbies that are unrelated to your job or whatever is making you stressed. Schedule some downtime. The antithesis of the stress response, the relaxation response, is triggered by relaxation techniques including yoga, meditation, and deep breathing. Get lots of rest. Being exhausted makes it easier to become burned out since it impairs your judgment. Getting a good night's sleep will help you stay calm in tense circumstances. Increasing your power to focus. Find out how to manage your stress when it arises. Control unsettling emotions and thoughts. Encourage yourself to take the necessary action to combat stress and burnout. Boost your connections at home and at work. Regain the happiness and purpose that give work and life meaning. Boost your general well-being and health. Tip number 4: prioritize maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Exercise is a potent stress reliever, even if it might be the last thing you feel like doing when you're exhausted. You can also do it right now to improve your mood. Aim to work out for at least 30 minutes each day, or split that time up into 10-minute segments. A 10-minute stroll can lift your spirits for 2 hours. It is incredibly beneficial to improve mood, boost energy, increase attention, and calm the body and mind by engaging in rhythmic exercise that involves both your arms and legs. Try dancing, weightlifting, swimming, martial arts, walking, running, or weight training. Tip number 5: a nutritious diet will support your mood and energy levels. Your mood and energy levels can be greatly affected by what you put into your body. Eat less sugar and processed carbohydrates. Although you might yearn for comfort foods like pasta or French fries or sugary snacks, these high carbohydrate items will rapidly make you feel low on energy and mood. Reduce your high intake of foods like caffeine, bad fats, and items containing hormones or artificial preservatives that can have a negative impact on your mood. Increase your intake of omega-3 fatty acids to improve your mood. The finest sources include seaweed, flaxseed, walnuts, and fatty fish including salmon, herring, mackerel, anchovies, and sardines. Avoid nicotine. Smoking when you're anxious could seem to be comforting, but nicotine is a strong stimulant that makes anxiety levels rise rather than fall. Consume alcohol sparingly. Alcohol temporarily eases anxiety, but when consumed in excess, it can exacerbate it.
Tell us what you thought about this video in the comments below.